I recently did a video about the Apple Card or this card and some of the benefits that it offers and just what the card is all about. I'm going to link that video up here and you can watch that after this video. But I didn't talk about what makes the Apple Card so powerful and exactly how to use it and why you may even need it. Let's get into it. Like I said, I already released a video on the Apple Card on what it offers. So in this video, I'm going to show you why it's so effective using my Apple Card dashboard. So when I first opened the wallet app, you notice a few things. For starters, my card isn't white. I have a balance, no payments due, how much is in my savings account, and I'm going to explain all that plus more in this video, so stick around and let me explain. Let's start off with why the color change. The card colors change based off the purchases you make. Like the color you see on my card is supposed to be yellow, and that would indicate shopping, which I'm not gonna lie, I thought that was orange for a long time. But say it was orange, that will then mean that it was a food and drink purchase. Blue would be transportation, pink would be for entertainment, and purple for services. But that's what the colors mean. Moving right along onto the card balance, which is $24.65, which I will be paying in this video and showing you how that works. And yes, my credit limit is $3,250 on the Apple Card. I could get a credit limit increase, but when it comes to credit, I feel like it's best to stick where you're comfortable at, and I'm good where I'm at. So right here where it says no payments due, which there isn't, and I would advise everyone else to make sure they pay their balances off in full every month, which I do unless it's a business credit card, but that's for another video. When you open that tab, you will see that the payment wheel will roll over to your total balance. And for the sake of this video, I'm going to call that the payment wheel. I don't know if that's the official name that Apple calls it. So above the payment wheel, you see choose amount, and then it shows you when your exact payment will be due. On the payment wheel, you will see a star. If you tap that star, you could actually move your finger after tapping the star and adjust the amount that you want to pay, which I think is super neat and so different. You don't see any other credit card issuers doing things like this, which also this is a part of where Apple kind of gamified their Apple Card to make it very easy for pretty much anyone to use. But as you can see, when you move the payment wheel from one payment to another, the color actually changes. I don't really have that much of a balance, so this isn't the best example, but you kind of get the idea. If I had a higher balance, it would actually be turning different colors like red, yellow to indicate where I am at, like whether it's good or bad. So you can't really see that here, but that's basically what the payment wheel does. And also, as you can see, the little star that was at the top, it disappears once you move the payment wheel from the total balance. Inside the payment wheel, you see the card balance, and underneath that you see no interest. Of course, if you had interest, it would show up there. So that's one of those things also where Apple helps the person that is using the Apple Card to not have to pay so much in interest, which one of the things I really pride the Apple Card on. I also really like this about the Apple Card. Right here, if you look, it says pay card balance, basically saying pay your card in full is how you stay ahead in your finances, which I would agree completely. But if you move the payment wheel, it will change and say pay more towards your balance. Saying pay more frees up available credit and reduces the amount you pay next month. And like I said, just something you do not see other credit card issuers doing, which is just one of those great touches with the Apple Card. Just one of many reasons why the Apple Card is literally one of my favorite credit cards. What did I spend $24.65 on? Well, I spent that on a hat for my company, and I got it from a company called Printful, which you may also notice that it shows you how much you get in cash back. In this case, for this purchase, I got 1% cash back. And in case you're unaware, with the Apple Card, you get 3% cash back on select merchants, 2% cash back when you use Apple Pay, and 1% cash back on all other purchases. This was a online purchase, but if you do not use Apple Pay to pay for it online, it does not count for an Apple Pay purchase, meaning you will not get that 2% cash back. It would actually be 1% cash back. And of course, I know some people will be like, duh, but some people don't know that. So I figured that I would add that in this video because some people would assume as long as you don't use the physical card, you will always get 2% cash back, because that's what a lot of people say. And I actually am guilty of that. But in this case, I did not use the physical card, but I also did not use Apple Pay to make the purchase. So I did get 1% cash back on this purchase. Figured I would add that in this video. But moving to this tab, as you can see, is nothing at the moment because I did not use this card this week. But if I move it over to monthly activity, we can start to see some action here. So I've spent $291.10 on this card in the month of April. My daily cash earning was $6.18 for 14 transactions. And there is a tab underneath that says view daily cash. And basically, if I click on this, it will show me my lifetime earning for daily cash, which my lifetime earning was $183.45. So that's basically how much I've earned whenever I use the Apple credit card and get cash back or daily cash for it. So those 3%, 2%, 1% categories, all of those combined came out to be this number for me, $183.45. And if we keep going down further, you will see how much I spent in each category. So in the food and drink category, I had 3 transactions that totaled out to be $100.49. In the shopping category, I had 4 transactions and that totaled out to be $97.65. In the entertainment category, I had 3 transactions and that totaled out to be $60.97. And in the transportation category, I had 4 transactions and that totaled out to be $32. And of course, my highest category being food, but you know, I do spend a fair amount on food, but we gotta eat, right? So let's go back to the home screen, and you immediately notice when we do go back to the home screen where it said weekly activity and it had nothing up there, it now says monthly activity and it has that activity up there with the daily cash, which through that month I made $6.18. So let's jump into the savings account. And as soon as we open this, there should be 2 things that jump out at you immediately. 1, I only have $77.20. And 2, the APY has been updated, but in the wrong direction. In my most recent Apple Card video, I said that the Apple savings account was offering 4.50 APY. And at the time of filming and putting that video out, they did. They recently updated their APY to 4.40%, which isn't a good sign, but it is still better than a lot of other banks. So for the time being, it is still a good place to save your money. As you can see, I don't have a lot of money in that savings account at the time because it was a little bit alarming. So I did move some money around personally. You just got to be prepared for whatever comes. I still have my daily cash transferred directly to the Apple savings account. I don't mind having that money here and collecting a little bit of interest. So let's go make a payment. Let's see what happens if we pay $11 off the total balance. So the card I have on file is SoFi, because SoFi is my main bank. And then you will double tap the power button in order to make the payment go through. And then it will do face recognition. And once that's done, the payment will go through. It pulls this screen up and it also sends you a push notification letting you know that the payment went through. The color of the card changed for a split second, but then it went back yellow because I still do have a remaining balance of $13.65 on the card. But let's go ahead and pay that remaining balance and see what happened after that. So the card went back to being completely white and my balance is at 0 and I have nothing to pay. And these are all the things that I could see that changed. And that's how the Apple Card works. And I did not go over every single detail on the card. I just went over the things I felt like the majority of people would want to see before they apply for the Apple Card, or if somebody has the Apple Card, but it is a little different, who knows? But that's basically what I felt would help the majority. And personally, I don't see why you wouldn't want a card like this. I feel like it helps you with your finances and is extremely easy to maneuver. But with that being said, I'll see y'all on the next one.